Cold weather is in the air, but the competition is heating up. Next on High School Sports Scene. Everyone is seeing purple as the winter sports season rolls on in Baltimore County. Hi and welcome to this edition of High School Sports Scene. I'm Colin Parts. The Milford Mill Lady Millers basketball team visited the Hereford zone for a County Division I matchup.
Fresh off of a couple of wins at the Basketball Academy tournament, Milford Mill returned to county competition, traveling to Hereford to meet the Bulls. The Millers got off to a quick start. Kiera Murray gets a steal and feeds Kelly Smoot for the layup. Then Deanna White gets open along the baseline and drills a three. The Bulls' Noelle Funk gets a steal and takes it all the way herself to get the first Hereford points, making it 7-2 Millers. Deja McKenzie works inside for a bucket. Hereford's Nicole Viscuso works inside for some tough points, making it 13-8 end of the first quarter. Milford stretched their lead in the second. White steals and Gina Booker gets the score. Smoot gathers a loose ball and passes ahead to Murray for the layup. Murray drives and drops in the underhand bucket. White adds points with a shot from the elbow. At the half, Millers up 27-11. The second half followed script as the Millers stretched their lead. White hits from the outside, then feeds Murray cutting in the paint. White later cleans up under the basket. Hereford got a strong game from Nicole Viscuso, who fought hard on the boards. But the Millers were too much as they cruised to a 61-40 win.
On the wrestling mat, the two top teams in the County Division III standings met as Western Tech visited Dundalk.
The Wolverine wrestling team from Western Tech traveled around the Beltway to meet host Dundalk on the mats. After the Owls took the first two matches on forfeits, Dundalk's Blake Mason took the mat against Malachi Gatewood in the 120-pound match and earned a pin early in the second period. At 126 pounds, Dundalk's Alfred Martinez earned a technical fall at 15-0 against Thomas Anderson. State champion Tian Anthony gave Western Tech its first win, pinning Darren Timpson 128 into the second period in the 132-pound match. The Wolverines' Stan Hollowak earned a major decision over Jake Hawkins with a 16-6 win at 138. In the 145-pound match, Carlos Winston outpointed Dundalk's Ashby Diaz 12-10. At 152, the Wolverines' Tony Simwell pinned Mike Mullen at 103 in the first period. Western's Austin Harrison followed with a pin of Kota Hashimoto at 172 pounds. And Angelo Payne earned a technical fall over Dundalk's Zach Bundy in the 182-pound match. After Western forfeited at 195 pounds, Dundalk's Rodney Jones earned a 6-3 decision over Nico Freeman at 220. The evening's final match in the 285-pound class between Western's Peyton Beecham and Dundalk's Wayne Maddox went into 2 overtime periods before Beecham earned a 2-1 win. The Wolverines earned the win 39-32 over the Owls.
The County Indoor Track Championships were held recently at the 5th Regiment Armory. Hereford was the big winner as they won the boys' and girls' titles. Here are the results of the meet. Athletic programs need strong leadership to succeed. Recently, one of the county's athletic directors was honored for his leadership.
High school sports play a major role in the culture and atmosphere of a school. And the face behind the force that keeps Franklin High School athletes rolling is Rich Reed.
What makes Rich a great athletic director, he's very organized and very dedicated to the students here. He puts in a lot of time, a lot of late hours, a lot of energy towards it, and I think he's just great with his coaching staff as far as very personable towards them.
One thing we're going to do, we're going to compare salmon from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean.
Rich teaches a biology HSA prep class, supervises 47 athletic teams, coordinates games, scheduling field space, and many more activities.
Well, I think that Franklin's program, kind of sets itself above everyone else because, first you look at our facilities. You can't deny the turf field that we got, the uniforms that we play in. We got to be the best looking team in probably Baltimore County, I'd say. And, that all goes back to Coach Reed, what the athletic director does for, the school and does for the student athletes.
He has really set the standard for how I wish all sports programs were run throughout the county. The sports programs here are run with integrity and emphasize here that they're students first, and they also understand that being on the sports team here is not a right, it is a privilege.
And this is why his peers named him District 6 Athletic Director of the Year.
I received the award via email from some of my colleagues, and I was completely floored. It means a lot to me for my family because I've spent so much time here. It kind of validates the amount of time we do spend away from home, and I'm happy to share that with them.
Rich is humble about the things he's involved in at the school, like Ben's Army, which is a school spirit committee, and the Battle for the Bell, which is a yearly event that benefits the Jimmy V Foundation for Cancer Research.
It's a very demanding job. When I got here, I saw what Rich does, and all the athletic directors with whom I've worked have been hard-working folks, but Rich really does go above and beyond, so I was really pleased to see him get the recognition that I think he deserves.
Now it's time to meet this month's outstanding female student athlete. Here's David Birkenthal with the story.
Cut from the JV basketball team, freshman year, Tranaka Adams was given a second chance. As the varsity assistant coach, I called her back the next day and I said to her that I would like to make her a project of mine, that she would not get very much time on varsity, if any at all. But if it was in her heart and she had the desire to still play, then she could come and work with me.
Tranaka made the most of the opportunity.
Her drive and her determination was relentless. Within 2 weeks, the JV head coach asked that he could have her back, and she's been a starter ever since.
Now the senior center. That determination and resilience has characterized Tranaka's career at Chesapeake.
But she took it upon herself to go running 5 miles a day. Within 2 months, she lost 20 to 30 pounds, and working on her fundamentals was unbelievable. She improved greatly.
The challenges that Tranaka has faced have helped her grow.
I've learned that with sports, I have a lot of tolerance. Like, I can really push myself. Even with the things that I thought I couldn't do, with me playing sports, I've known that, like, I can really push myself further.
And that relentless work ethic that she has, that resilience that she has, I knew that she would be the player that she is today.
As a senior, Tranaka tries to help her teammates.
We only have 2 seniors, so she likes to be the one to tell us, you know, you got to do this right, or help us when we're doing something wrong, when we need help.
Knowing where she's overcome the barriers, knowing that she still continues to work on her craft, knowing that she still expects to get better and does so every practice and every game, they look up to her as a true role model.
Being a senior has definitely increased my leadership role. I have people looking at me, younger people, I have older people looking at me. It's like everybody looks up to me.
Tranaka's leadership ability has been evident to her team and her coach.
She's definitely a model because of her commitment, playing 4 years, and just working hard in general, coming to practices, being on time, putting in 100%.
We will not be successful in everything that we do, but we never give up. We never stop trying. We do our best, and Tranaka is a model for that.
We'd like to wish Tranaka and the entire girls basketball team here at Chesapeake good luck for the season. For High School Sports Scene, I'm Dave Bergenthal.
Congratulations to Tranaka. To honor her selection as this month's Outstanding Female Student Athlete, she will receive an award provided by Allegram Incorporated in Timonium. Randy Dace is next with Coach's Corner. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another edition of High School Sports Scene. We hope you'll join us then. I'm Colin Parts. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Randy Dace, and welcome to Coach's Corner. My guests today are Brad Duvall, the Hereford girls track coach, and Jason Bowman, the boys track coach, and one of the top performers on the girls team, Melissa Meehling. Welcome to High School Sports Scene, and we'll start with Brad here. Coach, you guys had a great win in the county championship for the girls indoor track, another county championship, and how many in a row, Coach?
That's 7 in a row for the girls.
That's pretty good, and we go over to Jason, the boys coach. You won the county championship, and how many in a row?
It's 4 for the boys.
Okay, and you're a junior running for the girls team, right, Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
And you had a great day also. Tell us a little about your accomplishments. I heard you placed in 3 different events. What were the events?
In the 500, I got 4th. In the 800, I got 3rd, and the 4x4, we placed 2nd.
Okay, so Coach, that's a pretty good day for one individual?
Yeah, it's a great day, considering we asked her to do a lot of different things, a bunch of different distances for her, and kind of just pick up some points. We only actually won 3 events out of 13, so we weren't really expecting a lot of wins. We build up points on secondary places and having depth, so she's part of that depth that really kind of bolstered the point total.
Well, let's talk about indoor track. Jason, can you tell us a little bit about the sport and what we'd expect? Is for many people probably haven't seen an indoor track meet at all.
Well, first of all, I mean, we tell our kids it's really a misnomer since we train mostly outdoors, but the competitions are indoor. And contrast to the outdoor track, the track is shorter, usually 200 meters as opposed to 400 meters. The events are somewhat similar, but distances are a little bit different. Instead of running a 100-meter dash, you run a 55-meter dash. Instead of running 110 hurdles, you run 55-meter hurdles. And the field events, you don't have discus, you don't have the horizontal jumps, but you still have shot put, pole vault, and the high jump. So.
And you hit the key. You practice outdoors, and you guys are all in the zone, right?
Yes.
And Melissa, is it fun out there on that track? Because I've sat in those bleachers before, and it can get a little chilly if you look over the valley there. How is it during the wintertime?
Well, once you start running, it's like warmer. You get warm.
And I heard the other day you had a really nice, icy, chilly day. True?
Yeah.
Coach, you like being out there all winter long?
You kind of, early on it's a little rough, but you kind of get used to, kind of get numb to it, especially after you've been out there for a couple days. Your body adapts to it. I think it's worse for the coaches who are standing around not running. We're just standing there watching them. But you know, the kids, the wind is the worst part most of the time. That's what we mostly hear complaints about. You know, if it's cold, yeah, they deal with it. But when it gets windy, it really affects how they perform.
Now, Melissa, you're a 3 varsity sport performer, right? Soccer in the fall, indoor track in the winter, and then you play lacrosse, which is, I think, is great. But coaches, do you have basically all 3 sports in terms of involved with track and cross country, coach, at the boys level?
We have a lot of kids. I would say our core group of kids are with me all 3 seasons. They run cross country, they do indoor track, and then they do outdoor. Few of my kids change events. Like I have one kid who runs cross country, but when he comes to indoor, he pole vaults, does a lot of the jumps. So I'd say my main core stays with me all 3 seasons, but we do have kids come. You know, we get a lot of football players come out for shot put. They do the jumps, and we get some people from the other fall sports. Soccer players come out and run the middle distance events. So we do add some players along the way, but we do keep a root core.
And we do want to mention that you're an English teacher at Hereford, right?
Yes.
And you coach cross country indoor and outdoor. Yes. Now, Brad, you're a physics teacher at Hereford. Tell us the sports you coach at Hereford.
I coached boys soccer for 4 years at Hereford, and then this was my first year. I moved over to coach the girls, which was a fun experience, a little different. And then the girls indoor track season, obviously, and I currently coach the outdoor track for the girls as well. So.
Let's talk a little about the numbers. Jason, with the boys program, how many boys would we see on the indoor track team?
Yeah, we had about 45 come out at the beginning of the season. We may have lost about 5 throughout the season, but you know, we generally hover around 40 athletes, which is pretty good.
And Brad, with the boys?
Yeah, the girls have about. We had about 98 pieces of paperwork handed in, which is more than some full boys and girls teams around the area, and that's kind of the secret to the success. It's not anything special we do. It's the fact that we have a lot of numbers to pick from, and we can kind of spread kids out and don't spread them too thin. So we start with 98. We're down to probably in the mid 80s by the championship season, and we kind of start to pare down from there. So we can kind of focus on the kids going to states and things like that.
Now, do you guys practice together, Jason?
Yeah, we're very much integrated. We tend to divide coaching responsibilities up based on events. Like for example, Brad deals with any of the middle distance runners, both boys and girls. I do the long distance runners, and then we have coaches who do work with the hurdlers and the throwers. So we do divide our expertise, because otherwise we just wouldn't be able to get everything done.
Now, Melissa, you're a soccer and lacrosse player, but why in the wintertime indoor track? What do you get from indoor track?
Well, I like running, and just the competition and the people that come out for track are good.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this: cross country, track, outdoor track, whatever it may be. You have good student athletes, don't you? Mm-hmm. And Melissa, you're a pretty good example of that. I heard that you're a GT student, and you have her in class. Pretty good student, coach.
Today's her first day in class, actually, because we started a new semester today. And yeah, I've heard good things about her, what she can do in the classroom as well. It doesn't stray far from kind of what you see from her on the athletic field and being able to compete at a high level. And she does the same thing, I'm sure, in the classroom with competing. It really is a competition for a lot of those kids, and she's strong in that area. She's a very competitive person, which makes her successful.
Jason, since you're a three-sport a track man, as I'll say,
yeah.
What are you looking for in a good runner?
Really, distance running in particular, which is what we're dealing with cross country, is distance running rewards somebody who puts a lot of time in. So they don't have to start out with an amazing amount of talent. It's just I look for somebody who's willing to put the time in, put in the miles each day, and over a long period of time they'll improve a lot. So you don't have to come out and really impress us on the first day. I just look for people with strong work ethic, a lot of self-discipline, and we make them into athletes.
Yeah, and I think that's important. You said strong work ethic because to me it's not a lot of fun just to run, but I think it's good for you, but you do have to be very disciplined. You see the same thing, Brad?
Yeah, it's a toughness factor there too. I mean, when it comes to the end of the meet, our kids usually are, they're ready to go at the end of the meet still. They're very intense, and they're used to having to work so hard to improve. Because there's so many of them, they've got it's a war of attrition. So they're always competing with each other just to get on the track. So when it comes to competing with other teams, it's almost like, well, we've been doing this every day in practice. We compete with each other. So when it comes down to, we need this at the end of the day, usually they can come through because they're used to having to do that all the time. So there's a toughness factor involved that you see with some kids, and that's one of the reasons we don't make cuts from our team. We have 98 girls. I mean, it would be a lot easier to work with 20 and just keep the elite kids. But every year we see kids that are numbered 95, 96, and sometimes by their senior year, they're very highly contributing members of the team. So they would be gone if we were to make cuts. So.
Now, last year, your girls won the state title. First time ever.
First time ever.
Can we repeat?
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, it all comes down to how you perform that day. There are two other teams, I think, in 3A that have a shot to give us a run, and I'd like to think we're the favorite going in based on last year's success and the fact that we didn't really lose a whole lot that we couldn't replace. We had some really good seniors, but we've had some kids step up this year that have done well, and I think that the points are there. It's just how do they fall that day, and do we get some help from some other teams? That kind of, it's a balancing act. We can do really well, and another team can do really well too, and we can still finish second or third. So,
Jason, we talked before, and you said it's an individual sport, but it's still a team sport. How's that work?
Well, I mean, when I go about, especially in the regional and state meets, I don't really sit down and think about a team victory. I put my individuals in the events where I think they have the best opportunity to succeed, and if they all perform to the best of their ability, then we'll be in the team competition. But if you look at it, it's usually the team that wins state, especially on the boys' side where there's so much parity. It's usually the team with 3 really amazing athletes or 2 really amazing athletes who are able to accrue the most points. So, I mean, that's why I say that there's a big individual component in track and field.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations. I know that you've built the program in Hereford for the last 7, 8, 9 years, done a great job. And Melissa, congratulations on your performance in the counties. Cross our fingers you can do it in the regionals, which is coming up probably in about a week or so, and then hopefully you can repeat at the states. So congratulations to all of you, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
For High School Sports Scene, I'm Randy Dace. Thanks for watching. See you next time.